Alright, welcome to the start of a new anime review series. This is Easygoing Territory Defense by the Optimistic Lord. Only the ninth anime I checked out this year, like really 9? And we're just starting March, around 9 anime? Yes, seriously. And like in the case of Noble Reincarnation, it's a series that's still airing. Unlike in the case of Noble Reincarnation, where that one had already aired 8 episodes by the time I start watching, this one's aired 9. For this opening episode, we're discussing the first 3 episodes of the series. So, the first episode opens up with our main character waking up as a 2-year-old. Yes, a 2-year-old. Excuse me, where he has some vague memories of who he is. He remembers that he was reincarnated from Japan. Unlike Noble Reincarnation, which they hinted at, but they don't really go into it at all. Here it's like, okay, so it goes ball rolling. So he does know that in fact his name is Van. The woman in front of him, his name is Tilly, who's his personal maid. He knows who his father is. He has 3 brothers. And they're a very powerful, noble family. Okay. And then you have the patriarch of the family and the 4 sons. So I'm going to say this, say that. When he gets to Van, he's like, oh, I'm going to study culture and history of our kingdom. And the father's like, yeah, that's actually a good idea. I approve of that. He's like, oh, but you're probably going to have fire magic because he's a fire mage. And his late wife was a fire mage. Unlike the case of other noble family reincarnation ones, no sisters. None. And in the case of a mother being absent, that is, I think, the first time I can think that's happened. The premise of this one feels very similar to another anime I watched last year, which is on the Noble on Breaker Ruin, so I tried Mastering Magic. This is very similar to that. Like, the only exception is this kid is younger when he does stuff he does here than that one. In the case of that one, he was 12 when he was doing stuff there. Here he's 8. Well, we'll get to that. So, we see him after basically taught by the head brother, Esponda, and we start sword training by D, the deputy commander. He also goes on basically a visit to town. He meets a boy named Kasim, who's being sold by father as a slave. So he also meets the person in charge of this chamber of commerce. And by the way, because his boy was bought as a sold slave, he's like, okay, can you take 5 silver coins? 5 large silver coins? And the father's like, sure. He's all yours. So they got him cleaned up, got him clothes. Ursula appears this episode, so afterwards becomes basically, well, his slave. He doesn't get like a cow prodding thing with a brand. It's more done via magic, which I thought was very sensible when it comes to this anime. Yeah, smart of them to do that. So afterwards, they had the Kasim basically get sword training too, and then when they jump at 4 years when he was 6, and they jump at 2 years when he's 8, and they finally praise his magic. Does it fire magic win? Nope, it's creation magic, and the father's very angry that his son got that instead of fire wind magic. So he takes out his sword and tries to murder his youngest son. Luck of one of his older sons comes a much more better idea. Why would something remote those we just got? Decided to be perfect for him. And the father's like, yeah, good idea. Start packing. And he does. And of course, Kaz comes in because technically he owns him. Tilly comes in because it's basically me. Esponda comes in because basically he just has early retirement and taught his successor very quickly. D just comes in like he's told, oh, the Silver Guard can't go with him, but they do hire 10 adventurers to come with them. Yes, 10. So then, and of course, they have a grand goodbye, and of course, D has to fake back he's asleep. So everyone has a goodbye for him, and of course, everyone's very sad that he has to go because Van has been very nice to them compared to other nobles. We even shown a flashback when we meet the other adventurers named Orderic, where he meets his party and he got a chance to know them. And he's like, wow, never a noble who was this nice. And the fact the way they describe nobles in the series is it's very common, like a lot of anime I come across, where nobles don't treat they treat commoners like they treat people who are not like them as complete trash, and people who are beneath them. So then the rabbit village was attacked by bandits. So first, basically, it's like Esponda, D, and the adventurer like they formulate one plan. Of course, Van comes to a different plan, be a decoy, but everything coordinate. They have Esponda creates a wall, and then of course launch magic, and then of course one of them, which Van first as a heavyweight pro wrestler, he beats him basically by slicing up his legs, and then you drop his axe, and then Tilly comes in, slices him up. Actually, it's Tilly, it's Kassam. Yeah, Kassam. And everything is all solved pretty easily. So then you have about 4 of the adventurers say they can't stay because they have their quest they have to go to, so they go. And the female adventurer of the group, she actually says she agrees. She basically wants to pay the debt. Excuse me. She wants to pay the debt to the Lord, so she stays. They go inside and see the village is not looking too good at all. So, and of course, basically, because the village is normally it's like, oh, we usually have to give like 30% of our harvest to the Lord. He's like, don't have to worry about that. You only give me 10% because of your condition. And like so appreciative about it. And then of course he makes some blocks, makes some weapons for Kassam and Tilly, and of course make weapons adventures. And then he decides to build himself a mansion in the middle of the territory of the village. He also builds a rampart, he builds a moat, he builds new houses for the villagers. How nice of him to do. Of course, the canal, of course, connected to the lake. Meanwhile, though, then we have these 2 ladies come by. An adult woman who's got a big chest, who I remember reading the manga. She thought Van half the time when she was talking to him, she was trying to seduce her. Despite the fact this kid is 8 years old, and her name was Dasserum. And then we have a younger girl who's there's one scene which is quite nice, and of course they're just getting new weapons to. Then, of course, basically, the 3rd episode ends with the village being attacked by armored lizards. And, of course, look out, the villagers are not stupid because they built this rampart. They seal all the gates. He does mention that he built, like, these crossbows with shields across the whole wall, across the whole circular wall thing, which that was really cool. And he accomplishes all that in just 3 episodes. Also, he builds a bathhouse. And Tilly wants to take a bath, but Van's like, no, he's like, I think his program is like only 8. So you have Tilly and the female adventurer, which of course she talks about him constantly because she likes him, even though he's 8 years old. The guy's sharing the bath too. Standard stuff here. He says the only reason I built it because he wants to take a bath. And of course, also inside his mansion, he has a nice, comfy bed. And these houses that he built for the villagers seem like somewhat you would see for like modern housing. I wonder if based on that. I wonder about myself. Of course, his family looks like a freaking castle. And that's it. That's all kind of happens. Of course, 3 episodes, really good. And can't wait for the main talk with remaining 6 episodes. Okay, so that's pretty much a particular video. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to notifications. Next up, back to the series. Bye.